mad that he read her diary.
Yeah. That was that. They said that it's like a, I ain't gonna say lack of consent, but he doesn't have a leg to be able to read her personal diary, which Jacob Anderson did speak about as well. He said that he felt as if it was an issue because that was like a personal thing. He shouldn't have read it, but given what the scene was, he understood why he did it. It was a moment of him being selfish. So it made, not light, but it made sense of what the scene was supposed to have given at that point. And I think it was a well-received message, but we'll get into it.
I definitely I did see where he mentioned that, but I received it differently. But I guess I can understand where they going with that. So
we're gonna talk about it, man. But What's a Good Though podcast, the podcast where we discuss movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And if you picked it, what happened?
We didn't do our swap. We normally change our clothes.
Oh,
we're doing this the same night as House of the Dragon. So it's fine. Y'all check that side quest out too.
But yes, if you do not know, or if you're looking to what we're discussing, we are talking about the Vampire Lestat, episode 3, Toronto. In this episode, we have a lot of reveals, a lot of revelations going on, a lot of storylines I picked back up on. But one thing that you mentioned, Jazz, that I had already done was the retelling of stories. One thing that this franchise or this has been doing is each person is telling their own story. Everybody's an unreliable narrator. So everybody has their own thought process and how things went. So because of that, you're allowed to take away stuff and add things to scenes whenever you want to. Bruises, hair, people, Gabriella, or even love in the room. You never know what the story may reveal in this. So, Jazz, episode 3, season 2. Well, honestly, 2 and 3, because it kind of talks about Bruce in the episode, but then in the episode it actually introduces us to Armand and gives us Armand's backstory, which we do find out Armand does come into. We find out how Armand actually comes into Lestat's story, which how Armand comes into Lestat's life in this. But we also get introduced to Nikki in this scene as well, which we barely see Nikki in this story, because it's Louie's story, so he doesn't go into details there. But in this story, in Lestat's story, we learn about Nikki, and we learn about Longface. Longface was about Nikki.
Is that the name of the episode from season 2?
No. I was about the song he was singing. The Ouuu Ouuu.
Oh, I do not remember the name of the song.
Yes, Longface. So Longface is the Ouuu Ouuu was about, or it is a memoir he made in memory of Nikki, his first lover that he had when he was there. I'm assuming he wasn't a vampire when he met him.
Right.
Got you. So what did you think of this story between Nikki and Lestat, the young Liaquan?
All right. So before I get into that, I just want to say Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson definitely need to be nominated for multiple Emmys for their performances. They have not received any that I am aware of from the first 2 seasons, but this season, give them all of their flowers, please, because these men are leaving no crumbs on the table. I just want to start there. I want to give them their kudos, because I'm just like, great performances all around. Now, learning about the story with Nikki. Oh God. Because last season we got a quick reference of Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I didn't pay much attention to Nikki. I was just like, one of Lestat hoes. Okay, sure, whatever. No, Nikki is more than a hoe. Nikki deserves so much more than just being another one of Lestat's love interests. And
Mm-hmm.
so the fact that they already had chemistry and they knew each other because I believe they were from the same town, and them just
Mm-hmm.
reconnecting and Nikki knowing about Lestat's stutter and
Mm-hmm.
helping him with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh. And then seeing Nikki being like the breakdown when you saw Nikki asking questions to Lestat when he's in that room with him, his mother shows up, and Sophia slash Daniela. She is a villain
Gabriella.
to me now. Gabriella. She is a full villain
She's
to me now.
she was a villain to me when she killed her family, regardless of how they was treating her. And I understand, but some, like that. I'm not, you don't want to say it. I want to say this properly, but I do think there are just moments. I don't know if they were just for her in that moment, but it was more of a, yeah, I'm fit to pay these niggas back.
I wasn't mad at her killing her
I,
family,
which I get,
obviously, but
like
this,
I also,
yeah,
but this episode, yeah, it
this
definitely
episode
showed.
had me like, oh man, nah, you moving kind of on some fuck shit right now. But to get back to Nikki, because looking at this episode, it made me go back and rewatch season two
Mm-hmm.
because I completely forgot Nikki was even mentioned. And like you said, the story, like with Nikki being mentioned briefly in season two, that was from Armand's point of view. That was repeated by Louie because
Mm-hmm.
the mother wasn't there. But now we see it from the stats POV and just that breakdown of them telling Lestat, like, don't change him. This is not who you want to spend eternity with. And just seeing his mental just completely break down. And when he said, I want you to love me enough to give it to me. No, Nikki, no. And then Lestat was just like,
I
no.
thought that was Alex, bro. I confused it all the way. Like I seen that scene. I thought that was Alex. I was like, that's why I confused. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Alex wants to be a vampire. That's, oh shit. That's Nikki in that scene.
Man. And I just feel like Lestat keeps getting put in positions where somebody that he
Ooh.
loves and cares about so much is begging him to do something he should not be doing. When you had
Mm-hmm.
Louie begging him to turn Claudia into a vampire, when you have Nikki begging him of like, why don't you love me enough to give me this gift? And it's just like, no, I I can't do this. But then he was just like, well, and even though Armand told him no, and his mother told him no, he was just like, well, when somebody that you love so much is begging you for something, I would assume it's very hard for you to decline it, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so I like this season, the storytelling and everything, it just has me more feeling so bad for Lestat and the things that he went through, especially when you got to the Magnus situation. And so just him describing everything with Nikki and him going to save him from when Armand kidnapped him, which you saw all of that in season two. Like Armand is a fucking villain, hands down. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't root for Armand at all. I want
Yeah.
you out
He's
of here,
been he's
player.
been he's been that.
It's just like when you go back and rewatch and to know where we go from there, you just like, God, where's the stake? Let me just put the stake through his chest, damn it. Because you terrorized both of them. And
Mm-hmm.
when Lestat in that moment, he's seeing Nikki have this breakdown, and he's just like, of course, this is after he had turned. He's like asking Armand, like, please help him. How often do you see Lestat asking anybody for help?
Man, you
Rarely.
don't.
And
You
his mom
don't.
over there laughing and shit, laughing at him upset that Nikki's having his breakdown. Nikki over here cutting off his fucking hand. And it's just that scene was heavy. There were a lot of heavy scenes in this episode.
For sure. for sure,
And I was
man.
just like,
The
goodness. But
I think they did a great job with balancing everything, especially with the first half, because the first half is heavy, but it's kind of you know, you had a little jokes they kind of throw in between, but I felt as if it was them being trying to brace you for what was about to the car crash that you were about to see. You know, pun intended. But yeah, like I said, with the Nicki story, like I said, it was definitely that. But then even when he went to that song, he sung for Magnus. Like that was like I enjoyed, like he enjoyed the song, and it just kind of as I'm watching it, I'm like, you know, what you watching over there? I'm like, and it was like, well, I'm not watching, I'm watching a show, but it feels like a behind the scenes interview conversation type of thing because they've set it up that way. But even in that conversation, like I said, you hear the song, it just like I said, automatically put me in a mindset of just a lot of music that we listen to, and it's just like, what's the real meaning behind the words that they say in this situation? Because it can be portrayed as one way, and like I said, I love the way they frame this because yes, it is intertwined with what happened with Claudia, but it's not often that we see a male being like I said, you know, you watch, you know, you say, but it's not often you see a male being sexually assaulted in a scene or on a scene in this type of way in an aggressive manner, like you know, um, so that was different as well. But like I said, even before that, you know, think about Lestat, how he's telling a story, he's framing it as if it was like a love story, almost like a you know, we can't be together type of thing, or like I've been flirting with him, or I'm sending him these signals, and it was just the first time he finally made a move, and this is what it was, and it was beautiful. Listen to the songs, like man, it's a nice little cute little. It's funny. It's like it felt like they made a funny moment of something very serious.
right.
So them being able to write that was like masterful, I feel as well. Because like I said, you see it, but then everything is recontextualized when you actually figure out what's happening. But then like all this is again the stuff that's inside of his mind, stuff that he's buried away, he's locked away, and unfortunately, Louie more so bitch ass Daniel, because if anybody is a villain, that motherfucker there is a
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah.
Like everything he does is just for his own personal gain and for his own sick fucking fantasies and whatever. I was fucking laughing when I found out Lestat played him, because I'm like, bro, you a bitch anyway. Like he over there
Yeah.
laughing and joking, and it's just like, bro, hold up now, you know. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know if that's what he needs to do to get, but like, at what cost though? It almost don't feel like he cares the cost of
Yeah.
what he be causing.
Yeah. Cause like soon as Lestat was just like, I need to go, I need to leave. And he was like, oh, whew, I've been waiting either. He said 2 weeks or 2 months to get that out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, do you not even realize that he tapped into a very traumatic moment and experience? And you could see it because I mean, we rarely see Lestat even putting his guard down to talk about certain things. Like he's just tries to play it off. You know what I'm saying? To where as if
Mm-hmm.
it's just, you know, it's not bothering him as much. And he was very vulnerable in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And so just looking at like Daniel, if he doesn't survive this entire season, I won't be mad. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah,
I know you said you're gonna get a major death. I'm like, shit, what major death you think gonna happen this season?
Daniel got to get up out of here,
Daniel's
man.
gonna be the largest death that like that'll actually matter, unless
Look,
Lestat
we
ends
could
up
do spin the
not making
bottle and it just be Daniel and
it.
Armand,
Armand.
or both of them could just be, and Sophia. Throw that bitch in there too. One of them or two of them
Yes,
have to get
yes,
gone
Gabriella can definitely be the fuck up out of here. She can
because
get the fuck up out of here.
because I was just like, okay, Lestat over here crying and just the details in everything. And I was just like, I'm glad, like, I agree with you. I'm glad he played him. But then during this entire interview,
That
we
blood
see,
tear, fire.
yeah, that shit just, whoo, I just be like, let me get a tissue, wipe that off your face. But we see Sophia, Gabriella, go fuck fake Lestat loudly. Now I'm just like, you know, your son, even though y'all might do those kind of activities when y'all are together, girl, he does not want you fucking his stunt double or his doppelganger, and you
Mm-hmm.
loud with it. You wasn't even trying to conceal it. Like I'm like, ain't no way he was beating up that bad, sis. You was just screaming out of nowhere. I'm like, Daniel was like, can we get somebody to do something? And I'm like, come on.
You think it's like a mental game for her?
I do. I think it's all games for her because she was also telling Daniel, ask him about this event,
The
which
great
was brought
conversion.
up. It was brought up in season 2. I only got halfway through season 2 for my rewatch, but it was definitely brought up during season 2 because one of the guys, the same individual that walked up to Louie and gave him Bruce's name, spoke to Daniel out when he was eating sushi in season 2 and said it there
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, because when she had first mentioned it, he was like, let's talk about when you were 9. But then after she got some dick, and that's when Daniel definitely asked him about it. So, but that scene, I was just like, ooh.
She
And I
pushed
thought
him.
it was,
He blew him over. That was hilarious too.
I was, because I mean, we all know Lestat is petty. Lestat, like, come on now, he's jealous as hell,
Mm-hmm.
super jealous. So, but I did think it was funny during the flashback to where you saw Armand, Lestat, and his mother at the play, and Nikki was playing. Here go Armand, needy ass. Does Nikki know about us? Lestat said, us. What is us? I love you, Lestat. Oh, God, let me get out of here. This box is it's too much, not enough space. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know why Armand puts himself in situations where the people that you love don't love you the same amount. And you really be dealing with the shit they be throwing at you. But then again, I don't feel bad for it because it's fuck Armand.
So, for sure. I sure forgot he was like he way older than the stat is.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, man, that was it. Like I said, that recontextualizing was definitely funny. Just seeing him redo the scene, but Nikki was going crazy in that bitch too.
He was like, the vampire player. I said, Nikki,
Like, shit, man, keep that shit down for the eat
calm
these niggas, man.
right.
Like,
Like, don't scare the hoes. Nikki, calm down. We gotta eat later.
but like I said, he gets inside the car. And they intertwine this scene with Louie, which he's out on that front or out on the prowl looking for Bruce. And I love this scene where they show him pull up, basically like a blade um, at the place, and he just killing everybody. And the way it was so smooth, the way he flew up on top of the house to go inside of it. Are you killer? Are you killer? I'm like, this nigga is crazy. Getting
We
rid of.
don't we don't really see Louis like this seemed like a first time we seen Louis like in this kind of scene to where he was just like, I ain't asking no question. I'm about to just kill all of y'all.
Unless you
Like
count
to
see, unless you do seasons, well, last season. That's how
oh
they
when
ended.
after they kill Claudia.
After they killed Claudia, yeah, he
Oh
went through
yeah,
there.
no, you right.
Yeah, that nigga, he went stupid.
I
And
get
you
it.
actually see how he went crazy on them. And then he told everybody like, if you want, he told what people to find him, and ain't nobody there to stop y'all. Just come on through the front door, and we can do whatever it is, whichever way you want to do it, we can do it.
Man.
But seeing him in this scene was it was dope to see. But like I said, even because and like I said, in the edition, we still ain't got a blade. So seeing a live action vampire go crazy like this, like that's some for me, it was the original. I think that's the name of it. But
Mm.
that's what it kind of felt like um with Klaus and them, how they just be taking vampires out, and just that's what they kind of reminded me of. So I enjoy seeing that for sure, for sure. And I'm assuming Baby Jinx was the drug lady from the first episode, huh?
You said who?
Baby Jinx, Bruce's wife. That's lady from the first episode that was up on the ceiling.
Wait, the one that the stat?
I'm getting married in the film. I'm getting married this week, guys.
No. I thought the girl that Bruce was about to marry had longer hair.
I think that's her.
That'll be I don't know. I have to go back and see. I thought it was a totally different chick.
I'm
That'll
thinking.
be wild though.
I'm thinking that's her. Uh, Baby Jinx. I think that's her because she was like, I'm
But
getting
she
back.
wasn't a vampire.
At that point, she wasn't. She got married now. Also, remember she was in Detroit. They were still in Detroit because remember Louie was still there from whenever they all that stuff they cracked off, and that's why they had to go back because of the fight in the episode one. So
Mm,
I'm thinking that's her. But it's funny.
yeah.
I think she was a. I'm gonna keep it a book. I think she was planted on in that episode. Like somebody put her there to make. I don't know if they were gonna do something to Louis. Well, they tried to. They tried to get him when he went up the steps. And I think them people work for him. Fuck, that's what it was. They work for Killer. The people, the gang, the gang, Fang, whatever the
The
Fang
Fang
gang.
Gang.
I think they work for him.
Hmm. That'll be kind of wild.
I
But
think
I'm not gonna disagree.
I finna
That's
look
be
it up
very
now
interesting. Okay.
to make
So
sure that was her.
while you looking that up, I do want to say, like, seeing Louis go down those steps in all blood. And of course, he went down there, he saw those people in those baths, and he was able to free them. Like, of course, this is a vampire house. He was just like, yeah, y'all go ahead and get up out of here. Cause they was just like, I guess, people for them to feed on. And he was like, yeah, let me y'all go ahead and get up out of here. I'm waiting for Killer.
Yeah, that's her.
It's the same chick.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's a really great catch. I ain't even noticed that. Mm. Now I'm curious, like, if that's the case, her character has to pop back up. Like, has to. Because for it to be the same person, it's just, yeah,
Yeah, I
that
think
definitely
she.
cool to see
Yeah.
that pop back up. But nah, this transition of Lestat in the car, because he left Sophia, because he was just like, she was just like, oh, we can go do this. Nah, bitch. I'll holler at you later. Because of course, because you was over here smashing his doppelganger. The transition with Lestat in the car, he sees Magnus, and then Louis reading Claudia's diary.
Mm-hmm.
Whoo,
Cold.
it
That was great.
was.
That was great. Her word. Well, Louis' voice, her words, and you physically seeing what actually happened to Lestat. Like that is an Emmy winning scene. One of the hardest watches that I've had. And like I said, even just listening to it, because it was just like, because even like I said, like I said, you go back to the previous episode, the season two, and just hearing it, and she was just saying, before, during, after, before, during, after. He said that he loves me, even though he was doing things that, you know, like just taking advantage of me, bending me, holding me down, keeping me just throughout the entire process. And it was just like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But that was I was over here thinking like as a vampire, like he probably can regrow his back or something. I'm like that. What can you really do at them? Because I done seen vampires shake out of some crazy shit. Niggas been burnt up all the way. Like I'm like, you really can't give him the revenge you want. But I feel like that was probably like the most perfect way to pay somebody back in that type of moment.
Yeah. I wanted him to chop his body up, but that might have just been too much.
I
Like, law
man, I
abiding
don't
citizen chop his body up.
see. I think with that it was to make him suffer as much as you can. So maybe like if I maybe like could I probably like man give him
I
enough
would have killed
blood.
his wife in front of him. But then I guess in that moment, you're not going to be able to be fully satisfied with the kind of punishment that you would give them. And so, which is why I understand why Louis read her diary pages to him, for him to actually hear the pain that he caused on her. Because
Mm-hmm.
he was just like, why are you now just now coming back to find me after all these years? And so it's just him reading the diary pages was, this is why I'm here and this is why I'm doing this to you. Because this is the pain that you put on my sister slash daughter, And so that scene, it was just like listening to them words, because like you said, she was saying that in season two.
Mm-hmm.
And once he saw the pictures like, oh, this is Bruce. This is who put all that pain on Claudia. Louie did not hesitate. And I'm just like, that's if I was Claudia, yeah, I'd want my vampire brother to go ahead and do that same shit. Make him suffer, you know. And so it's just that was so heavy because then she had moments of when she said he would bring home like food for us to feed. And then I thought, I forgot exactly what she said, but it was, I was saying things that I thought he would want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is your abuser.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that same time, you have, of course, Lestat in the car with his abuser.
Mm-hmm.
And your abuser is your maker, you know. And I'm just sitting here because this is the first time we saw Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's been multiple times where we see certain vampires, they see their maker, you know, because we saw Lestat, of course, excuse me, Louis last season. He was still seeing Lestat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, oh, are you schizophrenic? Which is also something I think Daniel was trying to ask Lestat, are you schizophrenic? And I don't think it's really them being schizophrenic. I just think it's just that imprint your maker has on you to where you could possibly see them. You know what I mean?
I think it's you can. Well, he said feel, but he said see.
I
But
think probably
also,
both.
he's only 2 years into the game. It's completely different for
Yes.
Lestat, Louis, Armand for sure.
Right.
In
Yeah.
that moment. But I think Lestat probably had buried his situation, buried Magnus. And this is what dug it back up because even in making him, he killed himself after that. Like that was traumatic. Like you took something from me. I can never get that back. You then killed me, turned me into something that it's like a lot of these. I'm assuming he embraced it a lot sooner than other, because like I said, Louis took a minute to get to his gift, as he calls it a gift. Now he didn't call it that at first. So with Lestat, it'll be interesting in seeing his psyche behind all of that, because I mean, it seemed as if he took to it because shit, he became one. Within that 6 months, he turned his mom into one.
Yeah. And then he went back to work with the plays.
Yeah, he went back,
so
but he was killing, but he was using it to eat people in a civilized manner.
Right.
To us, what it was, like I said, using rats to get rid of the bodies at the same exact time. So,
because then, like with him doing it, you were not told any of the rules. He kind of told Louis what to do and what not to do. Magnus didn't tell Lestat nothing. Magnus abused him, like you said, turned him and then killed himself.
mm-hmm.
Imagine just all of that happening and you were in a room with a bunch of other corpses where you thought you were about to be one of those corpses. And it's fucked up. Like it's hella dark. I was just like, oh my goodness.
Magnus kind of reminded me of Nosferatu walking through that motherfucker.
So the design of Magnus, I understand it, because you don't want it to be a attractive vampire. You want it to be somebody that's scary and terrifying. Because like vampires sexualize all that other stuff. It's just like,
I think for me, I don't think that part really mattered, because if it was an attractive person, I think that would really throw it off. Like if it was somebody like that, I just think Magnus, shit, like like just. I don't know. I think that may be what vampires is. Me and you was talking, previously, and we were saying like, would you be consenting these? Would you be getting niggas to consent to being vampire? You just
I would always make sure. I would make sure it's fully
niggas,
content. Yeah.
Which also reminds me, man, like this might be the first time I can say like men are easy, bro. Because niggas is just willing in this to be vampires, right? Women are asking questions, like, which I don't understand. Like, do you want to fly? Like what we might can get you to these power, like how to turn like fly, but then maybe they just want me to be their maker, which is cool.
But so after watching this episode, I think I would be a lot more selective as to who I would turn. I just need to know what your mental space is, because after watching Nikki, I don't want nobody to go through nothing like that.
Oh man,
So
now she got a soft spot.
now I'm being
Now I'm thinking
responsible.
now I'm thinking shit. There's
Yeah,
some
I ain't
niggas,
just gonna be like, because then the
there's some
thing
niggas
is,
I want you to turn vampires
but it's some niggas I'm
to
like,
see
you're
what
not
happens.
stable enough,
That's what
so
I
I'm
want
gonna
to see.
leave
That's
you
what I want to see.
alone.
Like I'm curious what happens with them.
Because then it's just when you become their maker, they might be trying to call to you like through telepathy. Oh, I'm like, nigga, not again. I told you where to go feed, and you can't shut them off. I don't need nobody like Jazz. Where you at? Here he go again. I can hear you. Like I don't want that. So it's great that we're having these conversations to where it's like, actually, I'm not just going to be willy nilly with who I turn. I do think it's important and responsible to let it be somebody you've known for a couple of years, because if not, they're going to be annoying as hell. And you can't kill another vampire because that's in the top 5 rules. And you got to make sure you follow the rules, because then you got a coven that's coming after you on some bullshit trying to kill you. So, but not like
that'd be killing though. That's the crazy thing.
looking at Nikki, that when Nikki was, oh man, Nikki was having such a breakdown, man. I was like, nah, I wouldn't want to put nobody through that after I've turned them. I'm like, oh, but we had a good summer. Let me turn you. And then like by fall, he's fucking cracking. And I'm like, all right, you're not gonna make it through winter. So now
Armand's such a hold up, bro. They allowed uh Claudia to join the coven, and then they knew she was 14. They knew she was a kid, even though they was lying about the age. But then not only that, they were gonna make her be a kid for 50 years. Nigga, prison?
and you knew how much she hated to be perceived as a kid. That shit had me hot, man. That shit, oh God, I hate Armand because he kept trying to bitch her every time.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't a Armand hate train. Yes, it is. I hate that vampire. But
are you letting
nah.
me in? No, sir.
And he was the one that killed Nikki. Like
Mm-hmm.
Lestat was there, but it ended up being Armand that did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, and then his mother went into the coffin, so she bounced.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it was funny when Lestat mentioned his mother. Daniel said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 your mother? I ain't never heard about her before." And he was like, "Oh, Louie never mentioned her as many hours that I thought you were just trying to be respectful." Paraphrasing, why she wasn't mentioned in your book.
He did.
Daniel know nothing about her mama
because he didn't talk about her. He doesn't talk about his mama. All that lying ass shit he was doing. But then it's like he spoke so highly of her. He was like, yeah, she stay here in my heart. She did.
even though she's over there.
Delirium got her. Guess she was over there. She was pissed off. She was like, this bitch ass nigga.
I think Lestat might have to put a stake through her for real, or he gonna try to set her up. She got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Sophia is no good, man. Because the fact that she was, I understand. Like, well, no, she was a new vampire, so her just laughing at Nikki having this breakdown. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm not. Fuck that. Why are you laughing as the vampire that your son is in love with is having a breakdown, and your son is obviously upset about it? But that's just empathy
Nigga,
and all that other stuff.
laughing is one thing. Speaking this man thoughts as he thinks them is the problem. Cause now you antagonize.
That shit was cold. That shit was cold.
Speak my thoughts as I think them. What is she? You give her the gift.
That shit was cold. I said, why are you instigating this situation?
Some bullshit, bro.
Lestat over here like, oh, you just got sick. You fell down. Don't worry about these bites all over your body. What? What? I got bites everywhere on me. What is this? He said, let's play the game. You lie. You lie. You lie. I said, Nikki, I'm sorry.
Not the first time he's done that. As far as, like I said, he did that with Louie too. He said, be writing the number on the back and lying about him. Always. That's he using the same games on all his hoes.
I mean, I feel like a lot of folks use the same games on their hoes. Folks. But I did ask this question when we were doing our Invincible review, because when we had speaking about Omni Man with his wife or ex-wife and his baby mama, the roach. Now, with this, we have Lestat and you have Nikki and then Louie. Do you think Lestat had to go through the complications with Nikki for him to be able to actually handle Louie a lot better?
Yes.
To where he walked Louie through that. Like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't just that's no, let me not do that. He didn't just uh forcefully bring that to him. He kind of he asked for consent a little bit.
He
Would you say that? Does it seem
yeah
like
he
Lestat kind of asked
yeah
for okay?
you can, I mean, the things that he went through, you can see it was a damage. So it's two damaged people in a relationship. So of course, all the toxicity is going to come out if you're not really looking to prepare or heal those moments. And at the worst moments, the worst part of you gonna come out, and that's why they clashes were so terrible, so strong whenever they happen. But then you have vampire morality or vampire rules that you have to follow. And Louis wasn't trying to goodness, I don't know if you heard that, but Louis is trying to he's still dealing with everything in this situation. So yeah, I felt as if Lestat was guiding him as much as he can. He was guiding Claudia too, because even with her, he was saying you can't, in certain instances, we can't do this with certain people because it'll turn into something else. Um, and he was just showing her different moments or different things. Like I said, for us, it was hard. It was rough being able to see it, and that's not to say that it didn't happen, but that's how Louis interpreted it. Like that's
Right.
what he's seen, that's what they felt, and you can't tell somebody how they feel about what you're doing to them. And like I said, looking at it, it came off as hard, and for him, it probably was still hard, but it's I went through this before, and I'm trying to keep this from happening. And I feel like a lot of his stuff comes from experience. But we learn that shit with our parents. They go through things that we haven't experienced before, and now how they relay that to another, how they relay that to you is where the problem really comes from. So because you went through something, however you present that back to me, it can be a hit, it get you got me, or it's gonna be a miss. It didn't in certain instances. And there's just certain things, there's some things that your parents went through that you ain't experienced because you was like, you know what, they told me, or I seen this enough. I ain't gotta repeat it, but some niggas gotta put their hand
Right.
to that. Some people gotta put their hand to the fox, put their hand to the eye. Let's see how hot it really is. Let's just
Yeah.
test the waters. Bitch, it's hot.
30, no, I'm gonna say 64.5% of Americans had to put their hand
Like,
on that eye
man,
because
it's a
we
lot.
didn't have to
Shit.
be here. But no,
It's
you're right.
it's probably higher than that.
I
Probably
think
higher
so.
than that.
I was
Cause
being nice. I was being
people like
nice.
people like to live they live on the edge until they fall off of it. Then ain't no more.
Yeah, that's true. But I just that transition, that scene, like as I was watching it, I said, "Holy shit!" And then once it was finished, I said, "They cooked with that." Like that scene right there.
Like I said, this nigga Magnus alive. What the fuck? This shit finna go.
Yo,
I'm like, oh whoa, this nigga mine is got him wrapped up. I'm like, oh shit.
and he was over there like
What?
having all the arms and shit around Lestat while he was driving. I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be dead and a ghost. I shouldn't be able to feel anything
But
from any of this.
in that, I feel as if that's what sexually assault would probably
Yeah,
feel like to you. Like it's just different things. Or you can't, you know. I only can imagine what a person that's gone through that feels like.
yeah, just like getting
So
triggered by all of
yeah,
that. So it's
yeah.
just that's why I just like Daniel. Well, I mean, Daniel, he triggered the Nikki situation, but him going through that entire Nikki situation, I feel like opened a door for Magnus to show up in
Mm-hmm.
his mental because him describing getting turned and everything. Like you mentioned it though, because looking at that scene with that music video, I was like, what the hell are we doing here? And it didn't
Hot Rod.
register to me. Right. I was like, what is going on? I'm
This
like,
song
damn,
had
his
this
teeth
song.
all kind of fucked up.
This episode had a lot of great music in it too. This song, I like this song. He was with the Magnet song. I'm like, damn, nah, I can't like this shit no more.
I don't like it. It can go to hell. It won't get none of my
Have
streams.
you been seeing the concerts you've been putting on the AMC page?
Mm-mm.
You've been going through actually singing them songs. It's actually fire.
Oh shit. I'm about to
With
tap
a real
in.
band.
Okay.
I was like, damn, is it? I'm like, oh no, they got the real band now. It ain't them.
It ain't them folks that they on
Nah,
tour with him.
it ain't the people
But,
that with them.
and then with him before he left, telling Daniel, he was just like, even though you feel like I'm doing the music for the fans and all that, I just love doing it. We tried to get this arena that had, I think he said
10,000.
10,000, but only was able to sell 25.
2,500. Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, he's not doing it for the record sales. He just loves, it's how he's able to express himself and deal with, I think, his past traumas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we all have our way of dealing with any of our issues and our trauma. And so I was just like, whew, they peeling the layers back with Lestat to where I'm like, I don't think he's that bad. I mean, he is bad, but it's just like, okay, I can see
You
how
see
he
what
got here.
how do we, I mean, but I think that's with a lot of people, but I also think with the show it allows you to have a level of grace for people, right? Because I
Yeah.
don't think Lestat is inherently bad, but so we talk about people that we may know. So people, even shit with a kid and a habit, if a kid does a certain thing for shit, 5 years, they crazy. So you start thinking about people that's 30, 40, 50, they kind of set in their ways. They've done something for so long. And like I said, we talked about it previously. You healing this trauma, or this trauma is gonna consume you, or you're gonna be the trauma or the drama in that moment. This nigga is 250 years old. Unchecked. The make his
Right.
he's a bastard vampire, which is make oh shit. His maker is dead. So it's just him roaming the streets as an orphan. And whatever happens after him is the precedence that he sets forth. And Louie was somebody that he fell in love with, that he wanted. They had a relationship. It just was too toxic. But that's because you got two different people with two different mindsets. But again, I'm 2-3 years as a vampire. Shit, you 200 years as a vampire. You've lived through million, as whatever, and you did it as a white man. You can maneuver through these different scenarios. I can't. I live in the South, New Orleans. I'm a pimp. I'm a hustler. It's two different walks of life, and they had to go figure it out. Claudia and Louie had to figure life out for themselves, how they had to go figure it out. So
yeah, that's true. And I feel like I love how this series doesn't ignore that. It doesn't ignore the fact of like, okay, Louie and Claudia, they are vampires, but they're still black.
mm-hmm.
And so it's just, and I feel like that was something that has been present since this series began, but it hasn't been heavy-handed, but it definitely has been woven into the story very perfectly, in my opinion.
Yep.
And so this just the storytelling this season. And I hate this was spoiled for me before I got to get to this fucking part.
I knew it was coming.
Because I saw it on Twitter Sunday morning. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers spoiling shit. Okay. Because I remember you told me, you was just like, Jazz, watch it because you're going to end up having tears. Is seeing Claudia, was it tears, or was it the scene of like the transition between
the transition?
Like,
the whole transition thing was, I was just like, Jesus Christ, that was a lot. I wouldn't even talk, I was trying not to spoil it as much as I could.
Right. Nah, because I was just like, Jason be pushing tears faster than me. But I do feel like if I didn't know Claudia the actress was going to be in this episode, I would have been like, oh my God. that would have probably had tears when she
Mm-hmm.
came up because he mentioned that earlier. I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
if it was episode 1 or 2, but he mentioned seeing a waitress
Two.
that looked like her. So to see her pop up, I said, "Oh shit!" I hated that that was spoiled for me. And with him seeing her, of course, avenging her death or avenging the abuse that she went through,
Mm-hmm.
and then just going in that spot, making sure he's in her section.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, all right, Louie. But then I'm curious, like, where does his story go after this?
I think that's it for him. I would like for that to be the end, but I mean, if that's not, I'll be interested in seeing what happens because people are like making it as if he's blowing up her spot, like as if somebody may use her against him. I'm like, I don't know why they would. In all honesty, the baby, like I said, baby Jinx. It'll be interesting in seeing what she ends up doing in that moment. Like I said, you said she's a vampire, right?
She wasn't a vampire when Lestat bit her, but if she was about to marry a vampire, I would think he turned her.
Yeah, that's what I. It's
Especially
kind
when Louis pushed her ass through that door. I mean, I would hope you was a vampire if you was getting pushed by vampires.
of,
But
Lestat blew his doppelganger over without, with his little vampire shit. He ain't
we
no
don't know what
vampire.
happened to him, and that motherfucker is a bit remedial himself.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he ain't got it all up there.
no,
Yeah,
he don't.
forgetting to put content. He just be drinking and fucking. That's it.
Like you didn't see the because normally with color contacts, you kind of see the color on the outside. He said, "Oh, I only had one and a half drink," but he's not doing anything. He's just there to portray himself as Lestat. Imagine somebody paying you all this money to portray yourself as a rock star. You're gonna be doing rock star shit.
Yeah,
Don't sit up here
exactly.
act like, oh, I'm gonna be very reserved. Hell no,
I'm
you
not
not.
saying that. I'm not saying. I'm just but that was interesting to see. Uh, at that moment as well. But yeah, it was
You see his boo called him.
who?
They got a picture together on his phone.
Oh, yeah,
Louie boo.
Louie,
Don't
Emmanuel.
sit up here and
He's
just
on the
tell me. I mean,
thing.
we just fucking, sir. His picture. Y'all have a picture together on your phone.
But it's something, like that.
No, no,
They in
Jason.
that. You
No,
know what I'm
no,
saying? So
no.
yeah, that was an interesting. That was interesting. So hopefully nothing comes of the Claudia situation. But it was interesting in seeing how she looks because I guess for him he can see recontextualizing her like this is what she would have looked like if she lived a full life, if she was
Right.
able to get to um a more mature
Adulthood.
age. Yeah, actually make it to an adulthood. So
I saw somebody on Twitter. They was just like, her hair looked good in this episode, y'all. And I was like, it did look good. The braids looked good. Okay. I
so
love it.
it's just interesting in seeing that too, man.
I'm glad they
Something
brought her back.
Yeah.
You don't watch the What's Coming Up Next, do you?
I did I watch it this? I may have seen it. I may have seen it.
Mm. Okay. Just in case if you didn't, I don't want to say anything. I definitely watch it. I ain't got time to be sitting here like, what's going to happen next? I'm going to go ahead and get that little trailer next week. That's how invested I am. Like, no, I'm going to check that out. But
because I was looking at, dang, he's so mad. He out there killing people again.
I don't feel bad for Daniel. Daniel been doing some low ball type of shit for Lestat and Louie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that happened to you. I'm glad. Because I watched the after episode for this one as well. And then the actor was like, when you double cross me, I'm going to come back at you. And I was like, oh, so we about to have a Daniel Lestat kind of issue? All right. He going to call your maker.
It was funny because in the second season, he was like, I want to meet him because y'all making him sound like he really, all that or something. Are you happy, Daniel? Are you entertained? Motherfucker.
He got the ass. But we also got a scene where Armand showed up at an AA meeting. I don't remember that. Was it Alex?
Yeah, that's Alex.
Alex over there like, yeah, I left the band. They successful and stuff. I'm just like, dang, maybe I should have stayed. Maybe I should have been chilling out with the vampires. But he didn't mention that they were vampire. Well, he didn't mention that Lestat was a vampire. So is Armand following him just because he knows?
Probably just around, just to get back in that circle. He knows somebody that's around that circle. But they also, um, shit, him saying Alex. Alex reminds me of Nikki a lot. Like he reminds me of him, but because he told him he was the best. He's the best guitarist
Yeah.
in the group. So that's who he reminded me. That's why I thought I confused him with him because I did
Oh,
see
okay.
it. So I may have seen this one, but I don't know. Um, hmm.
I need Alex to use his attention to detail because Armand got some big ass eyes. And with those big ass eyes, I mean, it's like you remember how Lestat eyes were looking. Armand's is kind of they just golden.
But
Like
Armand can walk in the daytime though, right?
no, not that I know of.
Okay, I get that was made up because they in the book they said that. So because it
Hmm.
was like, can you walk in the daytime? Armand can.
Imagine being able to you're a vampire and can walk in a day, but don't nobody want to love you. Fucking loser.
I mean, but he had a cold. He just weird, man. It's okay.
He over here trying to roll up on Lestat in season 2, and Lestat looking good with his excuse me. I respect him with Nikki, and you all dirty and stuff talking about you need to join my coven. Man, you better get your broke ass up out of here. And then he had to flex his powers. Like that just seemed like such a bitch move to me. Armand is such a bitch.
Oh yeah, he flexed him for a reason. Teach me your ways.
And then, so in season 2, when they were telling the story of like when Armand taught Lestat the ability to use the powers, they said Lestat left a week later, leaving Armand and Nikki. And that was not what happened. And I'm just sitting here like if like those small details, like a lot of the stuff in this series, it makes you definitely want to go back and rewatch earlier seasons because it's filling in those blanks of like, okay, I see how it was told from this person, but this is the person that was there. And we know Armand ass be lying. It's just like Lestat didn't just bounce on you. You end up killing Nikki and he just left you because he was just like, I can't fuck with you no more. Because he probably just couldn't even handle that of
Nikki dying.
That's
what it was.
He didn't fuck with Armand like that. Armand was like, I love you, Lestat. All right, it's time to go.
You got a talent I need. I'm gonna fuck you till I get it.
And he did. Armand got played left and right. I don't feel bad for him.
Not with Louie though. It's just Lestat. But I feel as if the Lestat situation is why he played Louie so hard.
He was jealous because Louie kept bringing up Lestat.
Well, he didn't bring him up. He thought about him, and he was in his head.
That's your fault. Don't get in my head if you don't want to hear what I'm thinking about. Because when
we talking and you thinking about him now,
but then when Louie was talking to Daniel the first time, he was like, "I listened to the tapes. I heard Lestat, and then Claudia, but then Lestat, and it's just like, you see, I'm burning, and I'm in this damn casket, this coffin. I don't want to hear that." Armand is that ex that you just go back to when you like, all right, I'm lonely this weekend. But then once the weekend up, you like, all right, man, I can't do this shit.
I've been with you for 22 minutes, nigga. It's over with. It's done.
Like, I remember why I left your ass. He said, you're so boring. He should have got an Emmy nom for that scene, but okay. Hopefully they will both get their kudos, their spotlight, their nominations from this season.
Great show. Definitely a great show. Did you have another scene or anything else you want to talk about?
I didn't. I think we were able to get through a lot of the emotional stuff that was in this because, oh my God.
Yes, man. But again, we're discussing Vampire Lestat, episode 3, Toronto. Check out our other side quest review. Of course, we got the House of the Dragon season 3 up and going. We also have our
Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes. Current episode, Hollywood Shuffle is also out this week. You can also check out our Queued Up as requested. Where that is where you, a viewer, a listener, can request a movie. Again, a movie. And we got to talk about Goat Girl. Pretty good episode about grief as well. Of course, from a kid's perspective and how they handle it. So, yeah, man, check those episodes out, man. This is the What's a Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And until next time,
cheers.